Tonight at 10, we're in West London, where 12 people have died and many are still missing after this residential tower block was destroyed by fire.
Ring 999, there is a dedicated line for this incident.
This is a completely unprecedented fire. In my 29 years in the London Fire Brigade, I have never seen a fire of this nature, and I have seen many high-rise fires.
Residents have been taking shelter in nearby community centres. Some are still looking for missing relatives.
And she said, we can't do it because the smoke is killing us. Smoke is coming. Smoke is coming from the doors. She keep covering it, but it's heavy. And that was the last time we've heard from her.
After this 24-storey tower block in North Kensington was destroyed by fire. Police have confirmed 12 people dead so far, but that figure is expected to rise significantly as the emergency services deal with what they say is a complex recovery operation. Grenfell Tower was home to as many as 600 residents. Some of them had repeatedly raised concerns about fire safety in this block in recent years.
I think, like many people, I was very shocked by the fire and just really connected with what that might be like to lose your home, to lose all of your possessions, but more importantly to lose friends and family, as many of the guests who have come have done. We've all been blessed by it. It's not been a one-way street by any means at all, and people in businesses and individuals are constantly telling me how enriched they've been by spending time with the survivors and with the firefighters, so it's a mutual blessing. And one mother stood on the beach and she said, this is the first day I felt free of the fire, and she made a gesture as if to say her whole body was free of it. But also parents have told us their children sleep better, and then I think importantly they've had family time. You know, when you've lost members of your family, when you've been through a trauma, to actually have time to be together, simply be and enjoy a little bit of quiet time has been very, very important. Well, we actually use lots of places all over Cornwall. There probably isn't a corner of Cornwall who hasn't offered something. But for a couple of the group holidays, Mousehole is really a safe harbour. I've got very strong connections to the village, and a lot of people had offered accommodation. So it was a natural space to do that in, and it's really helped people to rebuild community, because they were very much a vertical village. And we are these horizontal villages in Cornwall. They've been able to nip in and see each other from one house to another, all on foot. So that proximity was really important. And I think Mousehole's got something very special and safe feeling. So, and the harbour's so beautiful and safe for children to play in. They've loved paddleboarding here, for example. But I do have to say the whole of Cornwall has done this. You know, we've had people in St Ives, people in Falmouth. We've had a group to Falmouth, to the university there, and so all across Cornwall has helped. Yeah, what didn't they get up to really? We've had several different groups down, and paddleboarding is something they absolutely love. We've had several companies help us with that, Elemental UK and Ocean Hide here in Mounts Bay. But they've also loved going to the Eden Project. St Michael's Mount has welcomed many of our guests. And they've done sculpture therapy as well with a therapist that's just outside of Penzance and works a lot with people with post-traumatic stress. So a real variety of things, and I think Cornwall has an enormous amount to offer people who are recovering from trauma and loss, just by dint of the beauty all around us, and also they've all commented on how healing it's been to just talk with the Cornish people and be heard and seen. which is obviously something that didn't happen prior to the fire, where they were clamouring for safety regulations to be met and weren't feeling heard. So that's just as much a healing factor as the activities, really. So this project has been full of the most extraordinary coincidences, and I was looking at a map of Mousehole just about 6 months after the fire and saw that there was a Grenfell Street here. I never knew that, even though I spend so much time here. But it had no street sign, and so the idea grew, what if we could have a street sign to remember what the whole of Cornwall has done and to stand in solidarity with the people of Grenfell. And I approached someone that I knew in the council who's been very supportive, and gradually the idea came together. And it's really lovely. The councillors worked with us in a really extraordinary way to make that happen, and it means so much to the people of Grenfell. Today is the 14th of October, so it's 28 months since the fire happened on this day 28 months ago, and I've had people contacting me and saying, you know, how lovely it is that they know they're remembered here in Mousehole. So it was a very special day when we unveiled that with all the survivors.